Hey everyone, it's Miss Cassie from the Orange Beach Public Library here for another bedtime story time. We like to start all of our bedtime story times with a song, and it goes like this. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Hello, 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 and how are you? I'm fine, and I hope that you are too. Good job. All right, so we have a story to read tonight, and this is a new book from the library, a brand new book. It's called Brooklyn Bailey, the Missing Dog. Isn't that a cute dog? So cute. And the author is covered on from our sticker, so let's see. It is by Amy Son and Orna LePape, and it is illustrated by Libby Vanderplog. I'm going to turn the camera just a little bit. Here we go. Monday started out like most mornings, with Bailey the dog licking Yotam to wake him up. Yotam got out of bed and took Bailey to wake up his big brother Emil. Then they all went downstairs to eat breakfast with Ima. They had Bailey almost a year, and she was Yotam's favorite. He thought about her all day long. He and Emil liked to roll around with her on the rug and toss her the sloppy pink ball. Every morning after breakfast, before Ima and the boys walked to school, Yotam and Ima would take Bailey to Henry's Local. Yotam would wait outside with Bailey while Ima ordered an iced latte. Through the window, Yotam saw his friend Mason with Mason's mom waiting online. He wanted to say hi, but he knew dogs weren't allowed in cafes, so he tied Bailey's leash to a metal chair. Uh-oh. He was just saying hello when he heard something outside. A woman with a long coat brushed against Bailey's chair, and Bailey jumped. The chair toppled over with a clatter. Bailey leaped at the noise and bolted down the street, dragging the chair behind her. Ima and Yotam raced outside after Bailey. "Bailey!" Yotam shouted. "Come back!" But Bailey didn't come back. Oh no! The louder the chair crashed, the faster Bailey ran, and the faster Bailey ran, the louder the chair crashed. Bailey and the chair crossed Henry Street, weaving between cars. Ima grabbed Yotam's arm, and they crossed Henry Street, weaving between cars. Suddenly, Yotam saw Bailey stop. The chair had caught on a fence, and Bailey couldn't run. Trying to be quiet so he wouldn't frighten Bailey, Yotam got closer and closer. But Bailey yanked her pink harness from its leash and kept running. She left behind the chair, the leash, and on the leash, the ID tag with her name. Oh no! Yotam picked up the leash and kept running. At the hair salon, Bailey turned right. This was their street. Maybe Bailey would stop, but she ran right past their building. When they got to Court Street, a man with a big bushy beard said, "That way!" A woman with a briefcase and a cell phone said, "That way!" Yotam and Ima ran around the corner and all the way to the East River. "Have you seen a dog in a pink harness?" Yotam asked a man with 10 cats. He shook his head. Look at all those cats. Yotam began to cry. "What are we going to do?" he asked Ima. "Bailey's fast. She could be in Queens soon. If she gets that far, she won't be able to smell her way back." "But Bailey is smart," Ima said. "She'll figure out how to come home." She said that they should make a flyer with a picture in case anyone saw Bailey. At home, they told Emil everything. Ima went driving in the car to look some more. Yotam and Emil sat at the computer and made a missing dog flyer. Together, they went to Cobble Hill Variety. "Bailey's gone?" Omar, the shop owner, asked. "I can't believe it." When Emil tried to pay him, Omar pushed his hand away. "This one's free," he said. On the way home, Yotam and Emil put flyers on every lamppost they passed. Bailey had been missing for 3 hours. Where was she? Was she fighting a pack of rowdy strays in an alley filled with garbage cans? He wished he could stroke her golden fur and tell her everything would be all right. By the time Yotam arrived at school, Mason had already told the class about Bailey running away. Yotam wished he'd never gone inside Henry's Local to say hi. If only he had stayed outside with Bailey. My dog Butternut went missing when I was your age, said Mr. Malamute, and he came back. Izzy said, I had a cat named Molly, and she was gone for 2 weeks, but one day she showed up on the windowsill. Yodam felt better. Then Mason said, what if another family decides to keep her? Yodam didn't talk about Bailey anymore. While the boys were at school, Ima spent all day hanging missing dog signs with the picture of Bailey in her pink harness. This is very New York specific book. I bet if we lived in Brooklyn, we would understand what all these streets mean. But to me, they're just streets. That's okay. Something to learn. Felicia, the mail carrier, said, I'll hang one on the post office so the carriers on all routes can see it. Mike, a sanitation worker, said, I'll announce this every day at roll call until we find her. Around the corner from home, Ima saw her friend Debbie walking her turtle and pit bull. Look, you can see she's walking her turtle. I'll light a candle for Bailey in church, Debbie said. You see that turtle? That night, Sopti and Grandpa came over to help. They made pizza for the boys while Ima went out to search. Usually Yodam had 3 helpings of Grandpa's pizza, but tonight he could hardly taste it. It was dark out. Where would Bailey spend the night? Would she climb a tree at Prospect Park Zoo and sleep on a branch like a monkey? It was late when Ima came back. Yodam was lying in his bed, awake. We should leave the downstairs door open, he said. Then if Bailey comes back, she can get in. That's a good idea, Ima said. She let Yodam go down to open it by himself. He gazed out at the street. It was quiet, lit by the evening moon. The next day, when Yodam came back from school, Ima said, I got a call from a man who saw Bailey on Tillery Street. She was headed toward the Manhattan Bridge. That made Yodam nervous. Tillery had 3 lanes of traffic on each side. If Bailey tried to cross it, he didn't want to think about that. But she made it across, Ima said. A woman called and said she saw her at Nevins and DeGraw. That corner was only a few blocks away from their building. Maybe Bailey was trying to come home. The second night without Bailey, Yodams wanted to leave the door open again, but Ima said the neighbors might get mad. In the middle of the night, Yodam had a dream that Bailey was sitting in the front stoop, panting. He decided to go downstairs just in case the dream was real. He thought he heard a clicking sound outside, but when he opened the door, there was nothing there. The next morning, as Yodam stepped outside with Ima and Emil, he saw a pile of poop right in the middle of the sidewalk. I think that's Bailey's, Yodam said. You're losing it, said Emil. It does look like hers, said Ima. Yodam thought about his dream. All day at school, he stared out the window at the playground. Where was Bailey? Had she snuck on an F train to Coney Island to swim in the waves? Sopti and Grandpa came over for dinner again, and Ima went out for on her bike. At 9 p.m. the phone rang. Yodam bolted for it. Someone just saw Bailey near DeGraw Street, Ima said. Go downstairs right away. Everyone raced down the stairs, but Yodam was first. He threw open the front door. There was Bailey. She was panting. One of her paws was bleeding. He wrapped his arms around her and held her in the harness so she couldn't get away. Then Ima was there, climbing off her bike. Everyone got together in a big, crying, laughing hug. I knew you'd come home, Yoda whispered to Bailey. The next day after school, Yoda went with Ima to the vet. Bailey had been gone for 2 nights and 3 days. She had lost 7 pounds and had cuts on her paws, but she was going to be okay. Yodam had an idea. They would have a welcome home party for Bailey. He, Emil, and Ima walked all around the neighborhood, replacing the missing dog signs with Bailey Came Home signs, inviting everyone to a party on their stoop. There were treats for the dogs and cupcakes and hot chocolate for the humans. Bailey wore booties from the vet. Mike, the sanitation worker, came, and Felicia, the mail carrier, Omar, the shop owner, and Debbie with her turtle and pit bull. Mason showed up too. I wish she wanted to live with you after all. I guess she wanted to live with you after all, he said. While everyone was talking, Yodam held Bailey close. He would never know where she had gone those missing nights, but he knew where she would be sleeping tonight. The end. Isn't that a sweet one? I think it's Dial. Dial Books. Yes, thank you, Dial Books, for letting us read this one. I like that one. All right. Let's sing another song. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your eyebrows. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your eyebrows. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your eyebrows. If you're happy and you know it, wave goodbye. If you're happy and you know it, wave goodbye. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, wave goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Hope you have a good night. See you next time. Bye.